But is it easier to relate to stories of someone else than writing your own?
Well, some songs I write about my own personal experiences, but often what happens with writing is I end up just collaging loads of ideas together to form. I kind of fit it into this overall narrative. So it just takes a lot of writing, a lot of patience, and a big sketchbook, and I just write things down I like. So yeah, it's sometimes it's from personal experience, sometimes it's from things I've overheard or things I've read or things I've watched.
Is there a song on the record that really spurred other songs?
Not really. Each song is we focus so much on every song, and we're kind of blindsided by just the first song. We focus on that song. Once we do it, we focus on the next one. And I think probably subconsciously they link, but I couldn't tell you now just whether there was one that kind of influenced another.
There are a couple of songs about broken relationships.
Yeah.
Is that one and the same relationship?
No, they're a couple of different relationships. They're not. Some of them are relationships, like sort of long-term relationships. Others are just crushes or sex or just sex. Yeah. So,
yeah. I think that's the best, the most poetic song about sex I've ever.
Oh really?
I've ever heard.
Oh wow.
Tessellate. There are also quite a bit of French words and sentences running through the record. What is your connection with that language?
I think I really love the French language. I'm so lazy. I've never bothered to even try and get into learning the language. It's still a dream of mine to learn French. I just think it's a fantastic language. Gus, the keyboardist, he speaks French. He was born in Paris. And so I think I was exposed to a bit of the French culture through him. And because it's the closest country on the mainland of Europe to England, I think we've got this connection. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a lovely language to it's quite a romantic language. So it's always useful to sing it's always useful to use that language when singing about a romantic theme, you know.
Or about tragedy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Bloodflood is a song about being attacked, I read.
Yeah, it's about the fear that can happen when you're approached by people that look like they're going to hit you, and it's based in this area it's called Southampton Common. So this is where I was born, and I grew up, a place called Southampton, and they had this common, and yeah, it's kind of walking in the common. You sometimes get some unsavoury characters, and they would like to hit you now and again. It didn't happen that often, but you were always quite aware of it because it was quite a dodgy area, and so it was just about that, and just walking through the common and maybe getting into fights, maybe not. But it's the fear that you get when you think that someone's going to approach you and kick you in the balls.
Do situations like this occur in Cambridge?
No, not really. No, Cambridge is full of students, full of Cambridge students as well. So everyone's quite well behaved, quite laddie on occasions because they've got all their societies that they like to drink with, but that's as bad as it gets. Yeah.
Well, you all recently graduated.
Yeah.
And you lived in Southampton, as you said, but went to Cambridge.
Well, we graduated from Leeds University. We moved to Cambridge because it was quite close to London. So a lot of our colleagues live in London. So it was close, but we weren't sort of like, there wasn't a risk of us getting swallowed up in London. So we kind of stayed outside of London, kept our heads down, stayed out of trouble, and just worked on the music, and we could just go into London when we wanted to talk to whoever.
What had Cambridge to offer that Southampton couldn't, or that London couldn't?
Cambridge, Gus sort of like originates from Ely. So he moved from Paris. I think then he went to Ireland, but then he came to Ely, and he sort of grew up in Cambridgeshire, and so he knew Cambridge quite well, and he knew that it was a nice city, and it was an area that we could all agree on going, because I think some of us wanted to stay up north, and some of us wanted to go to London, but we all just agreed on, we compromised with Cambridge. So yeah,
you found each other in Cambridge.
We found each other, yeah. Yeah.